Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to my channel. Here we share about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. It's actually really late at night where I am right now, but I felt a strong pull, almost like spirit was nudging me to get out the cards and channel a message. I truly believe that someone out there needs a little extra guidance, reassurance, or clarity at this time. And if you found yourself here, drawn to this video, this channel, or even just the thumbnail, please know that I don't believe in coincidences. You're here for a reason, and my intention tonight is to bring forward a message that speaks directly to you. Now, as I channel, I often tap into many different energies, people, and situations. That means not every detail will resonate with you personally, and that's perfectly okay. Always trust your intuition and take only the messages that feel right in your heart. And one little reminder, if you'd like to make it easier for me to pick up on your unique energy, be sure to like this video and check that you're subscribed to the channel. Believe it or not, when you engage in that way, it actually helps me connect more closely with your energy and the energy surrounding your situation. So, with all of that being said, let's open ourselves up, set the intention for clarity and guidance, and see what Spirit wants to share with you tonight. For some reason, I just keep picking up on this wave of sadness, like a really deep, almost soul-level sadness. It feels like a longing, a kind of homesickness that words can't quite capture. Almost as if someone is wandering through life with this quiet ache inside, searching for their place, searching for their people. It's that feeling of moving through the world asking, where do I fit in? Where do I belong? And at the core of it, there's this voice, this energy that's saying, I don't feel like I belong here. That's what's coming through so strongly, almost as though someone out there needed this to be acknowledged, to know they're not alone in carrying that weight. So I'm going to begin by pulling a Starseed Oracle card for this person. What does this soul need to hear right now? The first card that comes through is Water Your Garden, a reminder of nourishment, body care, tenderness, and rest. This is Spirit gently asking you to pour back into yourself, to soften and to let yourself be replenished. Next, we have Weight of the World, boundaries, release, and the call to let go of what isn't yours to carry. There's a clear message here about laying down burdens that were never meant to be yours. And finally, Called, soul gifts, training, and the confirmation that it's time to step up and answer the call of your purpose. I'm strongly feeling that the person I'm channeling here, perhaps even you if you're listening, is someone who, from childhood, has been carrying a tremendous amount of emotional weight. A soul who has always felt responsible for others, who may have absorbed pain, stress, and expectations that weren't theirs to begin with. This reading feels like Spirit stepping in to say, you've done enough. You've carried enough. It's time to soften, to return to yourself, and to allow your soul to expand into what it truly came here to do. These may very well be energetic imprints or patterns that have been with you since the moment you were born, weights you unknowingly carried because you took on certain family energies or patterns. Many call these generational curses, but in truth, they are more like deeply rooted cycles of thought, emotion, or behavior that are passed down through generations until they find their way to you. In some cases, these may even be patterns your soul consciously chose to work through in this lifetime, a sacred contract you entered into for your own growth and healing. I'm sensing feelings of sadness, moodiness, or unexplained emotional heaviness. Waves of emotion that seem to rise out of nowhere. You might be a deeply empathic person, someone who feels everything so profoundly that it becomes hard to tell where your emotions end and others begin. This could look like struggling with mood swings, anxiety, or long-standing sadness that you've never fully understood, as though it has been woven into your life since the very beginning. For some of you, this has been a lifelong challenge, one that has left you questioning why you feel the way you do. But your guides are stepping forward now with a message of reassurance. These are not random burdens. These are energetic patterns you've been holding, patterns you are now being called to release. I feel a powerful heaviness around your heart space as I tune into this energy, as though layers upon layers of sorrow are ready to be lifted. It's so intense that I find myself tearing up just channeling it. This is your invitation to let it go, to finally release what is not yours to carry. I love myself, and I see myself reflected in everyone around me. What I'm really sensing here is someone who has always poured so much love, compassion, and empathy into the people around them. The kind of soul who gives and gives without hesitation. Yet, at the same time, they've struggled to extend that same depth of love and care toward themselves. It feels like a deep weariness, like someone whispering quietly inside, "I'm so tired. I'm just so tired." A soul who longs to finally be held and nurtured by the same love they've always given so freely to others. And what's really powerful here is that the card adversity came out alongside the card courage. This tells me that whoever I'm tuning into right now, you are someone who has walked through far more hardship in life than most people realize. Honestly, more than most people could even imagine. What's almost ironic is that from the outside, others may look at you and assume you've had it easy, or that your life has been filled with luck or happiness. They don't see, or maybe they can't comprehend, the battles you've fought behind the scenes. I'm sensing that the emotional and energetic burdens you've carried run very deep. You've had to cultivate this inner courage over and over again, pulling it from somewhere within yourself just to keep moving forward. With the card courage, we get the affirmation, "I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence." That's exactly your energy. You've had to become the strong one, time and time again. But I also feel this undercurrent of exhaustion coming through. It feels like this tiredness isn't just physical, it's soul deep. Almost like you're asking, why is it always me? Why am I always the one who has to rise up, face the storm, and find the strength to carry on? It's this sense of weariness from always being the one who holds everything together, both for yourself and often for those around you. I hear someone saying, "I'm tired of being the strong one." And that hits so deeply because yes, you are someone others rely on, someone others turn to for support and stability. But when it comes to those rare moments when you yourself need to lean on someone, it feels like you don't quite know where to go or who would really understand. So I want to take a moment to read a little deeper into what this person is experiencing right now to really tune into their current energy and emotions. What I'm feeling is that for some of you, there may actually be physical sensations showing up, particularly around the solar plexus chakra. This has been coming through very strongly. The solar plexus, which is located around the stomach or navel area, is so closely tied to our sense of personal power, self-worth, and inner confidence. If you've been feeling tension, heaviness, or discomfort in this area, it could be a reflection of some inner struggles around those themes. I'm also getting the sense that someone here might find it difficult to set or uphold boundaries with other people, and that in itself can create imbalance in the solar plexus. It's almost like the body is speaking up to say, you are worthy. You deserve to take up space. You don't have to carry more than what's yours. This energy feels like a call to notice not just the physical sensations, but the deeper message beneath them, an invitation to step more fully into your own power and reclaim your sense of self. But what I really want to know is why this solar plexus chakra energy is coming up so strongly for the person I'm channeling right now. What is happening within this person's energy field? I'm hearing financial constraints, or perhaps it's deeper than that. A tension, a struggle to merge the passion with the material, the spiritual with the physical. If you've been feeling this, know that it's not a punishment or a sign of failure. It's actually a very beautiful and sacred practice that your soul chose to experience here on Earth. In the non-physical, those in-between places between lives, you are pure spirit, pure essence. There, energy flows freely. Your creative abilities, your gifts, and your passions move without limit, but they also move without anchors, without the grounding weight of form, of structure. So your soul chose to incarnate here, on this dense physical plane, in part to learn the art of bridging these two realms. You came here to become the living connection point, to merge your gifts, passions, and spiritual essence with the material world, not only for yourself, but as a way to bring more spiritual truth, more light into the 3D plane, to weave it into the fabric of everyday life. In doing so, you are not just grounding your own soul's purpose, you are also lifting up human consciousness, helping us as a collective to step out of old, heavy paradigms and limited ways of thinking and believing. This art you are learning, this art of weaving your spiritual nature into your material reality, is not small. It is a key piece of what raises the vibration of the collective consciousness. You are embodying something profoundly beautiful, even if it feels challenging. Your very life, your lessons, and your integration of spirit with matter are part of a larger tapestry, a shift in consciousness. And that is something sacred. But with the Sun card showing up in reverse here, I'm really picking up on some energy of disappointment that feels like it needs to be brought to the surface and addressed. The Sun in reverse often carries the message that something once bright and full of potential may feel dimmed right now. I actually want to share a little bit from the guidebook because I think it really resonates with what's coming through. A creative project may be blocked at this time, or you could be experiencing your own creativity, feeling stifled or shut down in some way. Now, these blockages can sometimes appear to be caused by outer circumstances, life situations, other people, responsibilities, but very often, they can also be reflections of what's happening inside. Are you unknowingly standing in your own way? Are self-doubts, fears, or worries about not being good enough stopping you from freely expressing yourself? The reversed Sun can also indicate a period where you may feel caught in confusion, a lack of direction, or even waves of sadness and heaviness that might resemble depression. It's like walking under a cloudy sky and forgetting that the sun is still shining behind it. The truth is, the light of your soul is eternal. No matter what storms or shadows may be passing through your horizon, your power and your light are always present within you. They cannot be taken away. The message here is to release the doubts that are weighing you down, to trust that your creativity deserves space to be seen, and to allow yourself to shine without apology. I strongly feel that someone needed to hear that reminder today. And because the solar plexus chakra energy is coming up so powerfully in this reading, I want to lean deeper into that. The solar plexus is our inner powerhouse, the center of self-worth, self-confidence, and authentic self-expression. When this chakra is out of balance, it can make us feel unsure of ourselves, hesitant to step into our light, or even disconnected from our natural flow of energy and inspiration. So Spirit is nudging here. This is a time to reclaim that power, to nurture your inner flame, and to remember that your presence, your ideas, and your creativity are not only valuable, they are needed. Let's go ahead and open up a little more space to connect with your guides and really lean into what they're wanting to communicate with you right now. The message that keeps coming through so strongly is this: be who you needed when you were younger. Yes, I know it's something you may have heard before, almost a cliche phrase at this point, but for you, in this moment, it carries a deeper resonance. Your guides are asking you to hold this close to your heart like a mantra, repeating these words to yourself. Be who you needed when you were younger can act like a key that instantly unlocks a connection back to your inner child, that pure, authentic version of you that still exists deep within. It's not just about reflecting on the past, but about actively nurturing yourself in the present, reminding yourself that you have the ability to give yourself the love, encouragement, and safety that perhaps you longed for but didn't always receive. This guidance is also about supporting your own goals, honoring your dreams, and choosing to believe in yourself even when external validation may be lacking. In fact, that might be one of your lessons here. Learning that your worth and your ability to succeed cannot and should not hinge on others seeing your light. It comes from you seeing it first. Your guides want you to know that every time you remind yourself of this, you're rewriting old patterns and giving your younger self the kind of champion they always needed. The Journey card came out here in the upright position, which tells me that someone is in the midst of a shift, a transition, or even a physical relocation. This could be an actual move, travel, or simply stepping into a brand new chapter of life that feels unfamiliar yet necessary. What's really fascinating is that this Journey card has shown up again, because if you remember, it was such a strong, dominant theme in our twin flame reading earlier. When cards repeat themselves like this, it's never by accident. It's Spirit's way of putting extra emphasis on the message, showing you that you truly are at a crossroads, or stepping onto a new path that's going to lead you toward deeper alignment with your soul's purpose. But I want to dig a little deeper here to see if we can get some added clarity. What exactly is this shift, this change, this journey, or even this relocation that's coming through so strongly? For many of you, it feels like leaving behind a karmic entanglement or a situation that may have involved betrayal, heartbreak, or lessons tied to a woman holding a coin type of energy. This could symbolize someone who may have been tied to you for financial reasons, material concerns, or power dynamics. Whatever the case, you are stepping away from that energy and moving towards something much lighter, something rooted in true reciprocity, with the Caring Connections card showing up here as confirmation. And what's so fascinating is that I've been seeing a lot of repeating numbers, especially 1s and 4s, throughout these readings. The Caring Connections card itself carries the number 14, which ties beautifully into those same synchronicities. If you've been noticing sequences like 1s, 4s, 1144, or even 144, take that as your spirit guides whispering to you, reminding you not of what you've left behind, but of what you are being led toward. Because here's the thing, I do feel for some of you, there is a strong temptation right now to replay the past, to dwell on the pain of what felt like such a heavy ending. But your guides want you to know that your energy is shifting. You are being asked to begin redirecting your gaze, your thoughts, and your heart space toward what is arriving, even if it hasn't fully manifested in the physical yet. Especially for those of you who have just closed out an intense, heavy love cycle. This is your sign that the chapter ahead is filled with connection, care, and genuine soul-level harmony. But I'm also picking up for some of you this energy of almost drowning yourself in work, responsibilities, or just constant motion as a way of distraction. It's like throwing yourself into routine, into busyness, because it feels safer than sitting with those heavier thoughts that sometimes creep in. Thoughts connected to a painful past experience, perhaps even a moment of heartbreak, betrayal, or disappointment in love. If this is resonating with you, Spirit is bringing reassurance. You won't be stuck in this cycle forever. Something is already shifting beneath the surface, whether you can see it yet or not, that's preparing to pull you out of that old loop, that repetitive pattern, that endless cycle of distraction. This change feels like a release, like a breath of fresh air after being underwater for too long, and I feel guided to go deeper into what exactly is coming in for you, what this breakthrough really looks like. So let's go ahead and pull a few cards from the shoebox messages to see what further details Spirit wants to reveal here. Okay, so right away, the cards they don't understand, and I'm hurting are showing themselves here. I feel this is pointing us back to that aching energy that came through right at the start of the reading. This really deep sense of loneliness, of feeling unseen or unheard, of carrying the weight of being misunderstood. For some, this may even tie into a painful memory or lingering wound connected with a past love situation, something that left you feeling not only hurt, but perhaps even betrayed. It's like the heart is still echoing with that old pain, and Spirit is bringing it forward now because it wants to be acknowledged, so it can begin to soften and heal. Will you stay? It's so interesting because when I first pulled this card, I immediately heard it as a feminine voice speaking to a masculine. But then, almost like an echo, it reflected back inward. It wasn't just her speaking outwardly, it was her inner self, her inner child, reaching out and asking the same question. Will you stay for me? Will you support me? Will you show up for me? It feels so deeply tied to that powerful message of being who you needed when you were younger. But here, there's an added layer. It's as though the divine feminine, or whoever this message is for, is now being called to finally show up for the parts of themselves that were once abandoned, neglected, or unheard. In the past, you may have longed for someone, a father figure, a partner, a love interest, to stay, to believe in you, to show up for you in the way you so desperately needed. And for many, that person turned out to be the very one who caused the deepest pain. It's almost like the person you counted on most, or felt you needed most, was the one who couldn't or wouldn't stay, leaving behind a wound that whispered, "Why am I not worth it?" And now, this card feels like an invitation to rewrite that story, to become for yourself the one who stays, the one who supports, the one who believes, to be the presence for your inner child that you once searched for outside of you. But really, what this person did, on a much deeper, almost cosmic level, was give you an opening, a doorway. And right here, right now, you are standing on the threshold of that opportunity. This is your moment to reconnect fully with yourself, with the one person you were always meant to show up for, you. In the past, there may have been this longing, this searching for someone outside of you to believe in you, to show up for you in the way you truly needed. But that pattern often came from a place where deep down, you had abandoned yourself long ago. And now, through these circumstances, however painful or challenging they may have felt, you are being nudged, even pushed to face that truth. It's as though life itself has orchestrated this moment to bring you back home, back into your own heart and presence. And in that act of coming home to yourself, something incredibly powerful is happening. That is exactly what I feel reflected in the Caring Connections card. The more you anchor into self-love, the more magnetic you become to the kind of love you desire to draw into your life. Because when you are rooted in your own wholeness, love doesn't just trickle in, it naturally flows toward you. Door to Spirit coming out in the reverse position here feels like it's speaking to the rocky, unpolished side of spiritual awakening, the side that isn't always radiant or graceful on the surface. I'm picking up on someone who may feel like they're deep in the trenches of their healing journey right now, moving through layers of their spiritual awakening. There's this repeated feeling of, what I'm going through doesn't feel pretty. It doesn't look neat or polished from the outside. It feels messy, chaotic, and raw. But your spirit guides are stepping in strongly here to remind you that the very mess you're seeing is actually sacred. This is what transformation truly looks like before it blooms. It's the breaking open of old layers, the shedding of what's outdated so you can step fully into who you are becoming. And as I'm saying this, the Goddess of the Moon card upright appears, a powerful confirmation of this message. This is you, fully activating and stepping into your divine feminine energy and power, embodying intuition, mystery, and inner strength. Even though I keep mentioning the divine feminine, I'm sensing many feminine-coded energies around this reading. But for some of you connecting with this message as a masculine, this is about you embracing the intuitive, receptive, and deeply spiritual side of yourself as well, right now. I know we're moving a little past the 20-minute mark, so I'll be bringing this reading to a close fairly soon. That being said, if you're resonating deeply with what's coming through here, and you'd like me to dive further into this energy, I can absolutely extend on it in the future. With the yin-yang card showing up in reverse, what immediately stands out is that this is the #1 twin flame card in the entire deck. To me, this signals that there's a divine feminine here who may be in the midst of an active, conscious twin flame connection. And when I pair that with blossoming abundance in reverse, I can feel the energy of a recent surrender, almost like spirit asking someone to loosen their grip. I see the image of someone holding on so tightly, knuckles turning white, trying to keep control of the situation, trying to direct or maybe even accelerate the masculine's awakening process. And then all at once, they just release. Release the tension, the anxiety, the fear of losing something. Release the pressure to shape how or when the masculine's growth unfolds. It feels like Spirit is reminding you that your role here isn't about gripping or forcing. It's about trust. It's about softening into the knowing that what's meant for you cannot be taken away. And that your surrender is actually what allows the energy of this connection to breathe, to move, and to align more naturally. But what I see next is really interesting, because the very card that follows blossoming abundance in reverse, which was symbolizing this release, this letting go, is man holding a heart in the upright position. To me, this feels like such a powerful reminder of how the energy shifts the moment you stop clinging, the moment you loosen your grip on control and allow yourself to fully surrender. It's almost as though that act of release becomes the very key that unlocks a new flow of energy. Suddenly, things begin to open up, expand, and transform in ways you may not have expected. Specifically here, I see a masculine energy stepping forward with love in the physical, 3D world, either by opening his heart more authentically or by taking some kind of action in love that reflects a new level of emotional availability. It's like his heart space is being awakened or expanded in a fresh way, a way that allows him to show up differently. And it's interesting, because these kinds of messages around a masculine heart opening or forward movement in love have been surfacing repeatedly in recent twin flame readings, which tells me this is a collective theme many of you may be experiencing or feeling into at this time. But I feel that for some divine feminines listening, with Angel of Strength in the reverse, you could be finding yourself struggling at times with this new version of you that is being born. It's almost like you're stepping into a space of newfound independence, a new chapter of your own becoming. Yet part of you questions it. I'm hearing the words imposter syndrome, and I sense that may resonate for someone specifically. There's this lingering feeling of, am I truly worthy of this? Whether this is connected to love, to a dream or goal, to a life path opening before you, or even to a connection that feels significant, there may be moments where your confidence wavers. And so, I feel this message is coming to you right now as a gentle reminder, a kind of reassurance from your guides and your higher self that, yes, you are worthy of this. You are worthy of the love, the dream, the success, the connection, or whatever it represents to you personally. I'm leaving that open-ended intentionally because Spirit is showing me that it will land differently for each of you, depending on what your heart has been asking about. But the underlying truth is the same. You are not an imposter here. You are exactly where you're meant to be. And what you are stepping into is not accidental. It's aligned. But as we come to the close of this reading, I feel guided to pull one last card from the Starseed Oracle deck, a final message for the divine feminine energy connecting with this reading. And before I reveal that, I just want to pause and truly thank you. If anything I've shared here has resonated with you personally, I would be so grateful if you could leave me a comment beneath this video. I absolutely love reading through your stories and reflections, and together we are weaving such a beautiful, high-vibrational soul tribe community here on YouTube. Your presence and your energy are not only felt, but deeply appreciated. You are an important co-creator in this sacred space we're building. The card that came forward for you is Activated Earth, Power Places, Ley Lines with the key phrase, Trust Where You're Led. This feels like such a powerful and fitting message to close on. It's a reminder that no matter how winding or uncertain the path may seem, you are being guided to exactly where you need to be. Your soul already knows the way. Trust the nudges, the synchronicities, and the quiet whispers of your intuition. Trust where you're led, because every step, even the ones that feel unfamiliar, is aligning you with your highest timeline. Beautiful divine feminines. And of course, for those of you resonating who may carry more of that masculine energy as well, whoever you are, wherever you find yourself on this journey, I truly hope that within this reading, you were able to receive a message or a reminder that your soul most needed in this moment. If something here touched your heart or resonated in even a small way, I would absolutely love if you could share it with me in the comments. I always treasure reading through your reflections, and it means so much to feel us building this beautiful soul tribe community together. For now, I am sending you all of my love, warmth, and the intention for you to step into the rest of your day feeling supported, aligned, and held by the universe. Wishing you the most beautiful and peaceful day ahead, and I look forward to reconnecting with you again very soon in our next reading.